Hello guys, we're back on episode 2. Before I start saying everything has changed in these versions, I will try to improve the quality of the videos in the coming episodes, including adding actual thumbnails. The first episode was more of just like a test, or at least to finally make myself start on to force myself to finally start making the series, because I always put it off as something for later and never actually got to doing it. So yeah. Anyways, this time we're on Indev 0.31, 2009 December 23rd. This is the second one of that day. Now, as you can see, there are torches now. So yeah, that's cool. Other things that are obviously noticeable, Rana is now in the game. Yeah, now we've moved up, now we've also moved into Indev. Let's see. Yeah, the blocks, every other block is still the same. Dynamic lighting is now exists, which is why it was darker over there. And so yeah, now if I do this, for example, you'll see that there's actually shadows and stuff. And in the settings, there are now or at least I think it's here. It's somewhere around here. But yeah, you've got controls now, penalty chat, but I think it's disabled in this version. Yeah, that's about it for this version, I believe. There is a bug I want to look at because it actually seems pretty interesting. If you put two TNT together and you break one layer below it, yep, there you go. So yeah, that's a pretty major bug in my opinion. Seems like it's only like that one specific thing that you did. So yeah, if you want to have a wood world, just do that. And we'll move on to the next one now. Okay, so you're on the next one. This is Indev 0.31, January 5th, 2010. There's now an inventory. You can't create huge worlds anymore because it gives you an error. This is survival instead of creative, and there weren't any creative versions of this released. And the dynamic lighting doesn't make your inventory lighter or darker. So yeah, now as you can see, we have an inventory, and it has the armor stuff, but it's not all done yet. So you can put that in there, and it's the same thing. We've got this. I forgot what it was called. Let me see. Because I'm pretty sure that version, the quiver, I'm pretty sure that there's something like this in new Minecraft. Let me see. Here, let's see. Quiver, modern Minecraft. Yeah, it says it returned on 1.9 back in 2015, and along with shields. I think it was removed again after that. So yeah, but that was added in last year in 2009. So we're on 2010 now, and those were the things that you could do. There is a new sound engine, but again, we don't have the sound, so oh shoot, forgot about that. But yeah, you can't really change the sound to it. There is no crafting yet. It's just when it was. I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be the original inventory for Ruby Done, or at least some other game. I don't know. I remember watching something about the inventory and how it was originally for something else, which is why it doesn't have the crafting area yet, and it's just like that. The sword doesn't do much. It's as good as if you just punched. The shovel is about as good as if you just dug. See? And then here, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it takes 7 hits with the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it takes, I think it might have taken the same. Let's see. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the sword does do more damage. So yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next version. Because there basically isn't that much else to cover here. Oh, actually, before, I almost forgot. I think ores should still be, yeah, there is ores still. So let's see what they do now. I don't know if iron ore drops, so it should now. I mean, sorry, coal ore. I don't think it does. But yeah, as you can see, blocks are now don't fall like they like actually spun around before instead of just falling kind of stiffly, but now they actually do kind of fall stiffly and slide. So yeah. Okay, here we are on Indev 2010, January 11th, and we do have more things in our inventory now, and this is the flint and steel is back. We have axes now, and they chop trees down faster than by hand, apparently 4 times faster. So let's see. So that's that, and yeah, it definitely does. So let's see the changes. There's flint and steel, there's axes, and there's pickaxes, which gather stone 4 times faster than by hand. Lava now sets fire to flammable materials. All items can now catch fire. Mining a block with the wrong tool is now 50% slower. Rearrange the hotbar to include a shovel, pickaxe, flint, steel, 99 wool, glass torches, TNT, and bookshelves. 99 apples can be found in the inventory instead of previously unused items. Apples now edible. Will restore 2 hearts. So if we take damage, let me pull these out. Let me get up here. I'll just use this wall. And I jump down from here. I'll lose that, and then it just heals it back. Others islands can now have more sand, which is what I was about to say that I forgot to cover the world generation now. So, like if we go here, we can put type island floating flat inland. So let's say I want to do island. There's long, deep, square, so let's do deep. This was, size was also there before, this was here before, but there's also now different themes. For example, let's go to hell. And that's gonna have this, you might, the reason why the mobs aren't there in the other ones is because they, as far as I know, they do spawn when you're in hell, in the hell theme. So, let's see. Okay, maybe they don't spawn yet in these versions, but I'm pretty sure that in the later versions, when you like use the health theme, the mobs will spawn. So yeah. We'll move on to the next one, which will be January 25th, 2010. So here we are on Indev 2010, 125.2, 125.1 crashes when you start it. So differences between this one and the one. So we're gonna use both additions and changes. Blocks, new particle effect for harvesting blocks. Changes items, bows now use arrows or firing. General, the player can no longer grip the whole stacks of items and must instead drop one at a time. Gameplay explosions will now lose power when going through stronger materials, will now produce more smoke particles. So the smoke particles are back. Road generation Indev house. As you can see now, we have the Indev house. We in this version it has added one more chest containing a stack of each color wool, and torches, fires, and lava all have particles. Changes wool are now found in their own chests, and TNT no longer damages the player, no longer destroys dropped items. So let's see what we have now. We have all of these items, so I can place down lava and all this. And I can also like build with this, obviously. We've got all these types of wools. We got a bunch of TNT, probably more than needed, and we got the tools that we have so far in this version. So we're gonna test some of this stuff out. As you can see, the axe is now like normal. It's not like that double axe or war axe. I don't know if the ranas are gone. I think they might be removed. Nope, they aren't. Okay, so we'll test it on them. Before that, let's test the lava. Yep, definitely works. I might want to get away from that. Hey, there we go. But yeah, you can see that the lava does work. Although that was a pretty bad place to spawn it because I'm not trying to spread like that. But, bulls, you can see now fire arrows. Let's see if they can damage us. Guess not. Let's see. Does coal ore now drop what it should? No, it still drops slabs. But yeah, now you've got slabs. Here's some mushrooms. We can't we can't craft stuff yet. At some point, like it's coming soon, one of these versions is gonna have the crafting table and what was it called? The furnace. So yeah, you'll be able to smelt stuff. Oh yeah, and you can see that lava now, like lava creates the stone right next to it. Let's do this. Yeah. So yeah, now probably gonna now go on to the next version. I don't think that there are any other things that are new on this version other than those. I think we're. Oh yeah, I think we got a new world thing. Flowing was already there. Let's see if the um hell theme now spawns monsters. As far as I can see, I don't think so. Let's see. Let's get up here. It's a better vantage point. Yeah, I don't think it does just yet. So we'll be watching out for that one. So yeah, let's move on to the next version. Hey, here we are on Indev 0.31 2010. Well, January. Okay, well it crashed. Okay, we'll move on to 2010 January 29th. But before that, there is crafting in the game now. You can craft sticks. Mushrooms are re-added from classic. There's now Black Steve and Steve have been added. They don't drop anything when killed though. Gameplay crafting is now functional. Smelting done via the throwing the item into fire or lava. So no furnaces yet. Blocks. Block of gold, block of iron, stone slabs, TNT, and torches now have crafting recipes. Mobs run and no longer spawn naturally. World generation in the house from chests dedicated to TNT and wool. Removed all items from chests. So yeah. Yeah, there's like items controls right clicking deposits a single item from a hovering stack. General items now stack up to 64. Wooden pickaxes, sticks now have crafting recipes. So we'll try out Indev January 30th, 2010, see if that one crashes. Okay, so January 30th also crashed, but we're still gonna go through the changes and additions. There's now a workbench. Pressing use on a workbench will you open the 3x3 crafting grid. Items, golden swords, axes, pickaxes, and shovels. Bowl, used to make mushroom stew. Mushroom stew, new food item. There's gunpowder, strings, and feathers. Beast Boy has been added into the game. Drops 0 to 2 feathers when killed. Chests can now be crafted. Mobs, Black Steve and Steve now. Black Steve drops 0 to 2 gunpowder when killed, and Steve now drops 0 to 2 string when killed. World generation in Dev House removed all chests. Gameplay crafting there are now 36 recipes. Added a 2x2 crafting grid to the player inventory. Removed the 3x3 inventory crafting grid by pressing B. And on change crafting recipes for iron, gold, and diamond blocks. General score, remove the scoreboard in the top right of the screen. Statistics, player statistics are now removed from the inventory. So we'll see if the next one crashes, which is February 1st. And yeah. Okay, so here we are on February 1st, 2010, and as you can see, now the game has a menu, which is pretty nice, and it looks like old menu, like the old menu. Before I do that, we're on February 1st, 2003. So we're gonna go through February 1st, 1 to 3, because there were 3 versions on that day. So on the first one, we have blocks, changes. We have blocks. Wool, which was named cloth before, can now be crafted using 9 string. Items, tools, tools not take damage when mining blocks. Better tools mine faster and last longer. On 2, changes, blocks, ores, and stone. Now we'll need a pickaxe to break the block. No longer possible to mine stone-related blocks with anything that's not a pickaxe. Items, tools, and tiers, harder materials now require better tools. Mobs, general, now also drop flint and steel. So now I'm pretty sure that there's now normal mobs. Okay, February. Oh wait, what version is this then? I don't know, but I guess we're on that. Wait, let's see. Let me see. Nope, I guess we're on this one. But yeah, those are the changes, so we're gonna check it out. We're gonna do a small inland one. Aha, the game broke, but this time it doesn't throw the error that's hard to exit. So yeah, for now this one is also broken, but we already went through the changes, so we'll move on to the next version. Okay, here we are on Indev 2010 February 3rd. So changes, tools, and tiers, harder materials no longer require better tools, so that's a step down. Blocks, ores, and stone no longer require pickaxe to break the block, with a pickaxe breaks it much faster. Once again, possible to mine stone-related blocks with anything that's not a pickaxe. Old mobs and M3. Well, whatever the case, we're gonna try this one out, unless it obviously crashes too. Yep, okay, so we already went through the changes, so we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so we're on February 7th, 2010, but before we move on to that, we're gonna go through the changes before the versions before that. So additions, blocks, so holes are now exist. Bread, new food item, wheat crops. There's farmland now, so that means that we can grow wheat. There's wheat seeds. There's wheat, which obviously is used to craft bread. Gameplay farming is also added. Changes, items, feathers, change texture from different texture, which is shown here. We changed the texture to golden access, pickaxes, shovels, and swords. In general, version number, game version is no longer 0.31, but was just renamed to Minecraft Indev. So then we'll move on to February 7th, 2021. The only changes are in sounds, which switched the sound system to use OpenAL, and then in the current version we're at right now, which is February 7th 2, general sounds changes to liquid sounds, and splash modifications to splashes. So February 7th was just like minor updates. See if this one will also crash. I think that's a crash. So we'll move on to the next version. Okay, so we're on February 12th, 1. Before we continue, I almost forgot to say this, but if you're wondering, this is gonna be like a survival series at some point. But I'm planning on actually starting the survival part once I get into alpha, and then after that, I'll updates to the game will come like each week, and I might like upload two videos every week, maybe even 3. We'll see. But for now, we're gonna be focusing on this version. So additions, we've got day and night cycle now. So each cycle lasts about 20 minutes each, 10 minutes of sun and 10 minutes of moon each cycle. Dictates when certain mobs spawn. So now obviously mobs spawn at night. Armor is currently being tested and mobs general added passive mob sounds. Prior to this update, they shared players heard sounds. And then the next one, which is February 12th too, it just has one change, which is in general options. The game shows allocated memory and free memory, regardless of whether or not show FPS is set on in the options. And there is a bug fix. This version may have been released to track down a bug. So let's see if this will also crash. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here we are on Indev 2010, February 14th. See what happens if we create a world. If it crashes again, well, okay, so it doesn't even try to create the world this time. So yeah, we'll go through the change list for both the versions, and then we'll move on to the next one. Mobs, skeletons, and zombies now burn in daylight. Spiders now don't attack the player in daylight unless provoked. World generation, Indev house, now made of wooden planks and stone. General options, allocated memory and free memory are only displayed if show FPS is set to 1. And then on the next Indev, world generation, seeds added 2 new map themes, paradise and woods. So we'll move on to the next version now. Okay, so here we are on February 18th. So additions, there's third person view now, toggled by pressing F5. Changes, armor can now be crafted, now has a durability based on the material, just like pickaxes and the tools in general. If an entity is missing its health and BT tag, now they set it to 10 health points by default. Skeletons and zombies tweak chances of catching fire while in the sunlight. Let's see, will it create it or will it just crash? No. I don't know what's wrong with these versions. There's probably something about it, but I haven't looked it up yet. I'm gonna check now in a second, like once I stop this recording. So we'll see in the next version. Okay, so here we are on February 19th, and this is a pretty big update because we get furnaces, we get cooked pork chops, we get flint, which we can use to craft flint and steel. We got raw pork chops, obviously. We got coal. We got flint and steel, but its texture is changed. Oh yeah, the coal texture was also changed. In terms of mobs, we got creepers that now drop gunpowder. Pigs now drop raw pork chops. Sheep still drop nothing. Skeletons drop arrows. Spiders drop string. And zombies drop feathers. So let's see if this one will load. I really doubt it. And I couldn't find any fix for it that was like immediate. Yeah. So we'll move on to the next version. I think this next one is the last version before Infdev, which is Infinite Dev, I guess. So yeah. Okay, so here we are on. So yeah, it's not gonna load. So February 23rd, 2010. This is the final version of Indev. The next one's gonna be Infdev. And so additions, we got paintings now. We have in changes. We have cobblestone can be smelted into stone. Planks now have a crafting recipe. Water doesn't lag as much now. Wood now drops itself instead of planks when broken. Items, bread now takes 3 wheat instead of 6. And there's a picture of Infinite Indev. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next version. That's gonna be Infdev, February 27th. Okay, so before we start it, because it's probably not even gonna load, and after this, I'm probably gonna ask in Discord, so like we don't just do a menu thing. Additions, items, golden apples restores 20 health, making it the best food in the game. Crafted from 8 blocks of gold. World generation, brick pyramids generates at the exact same positions regardless of world state. Obsidian walls generate at 0 on X and Z axis. Were used to mark the center of the world. Farlands of the world now generates infinitely, or at least to 32-bit integer limit. The world generation broke at XZ 33554432. So plus 33554432. So terrain goes to maximum possible height. They look very different from the beta 1.7 farlands. They're a giant wall of stone blocks that go from sea level to the height limit. General 1536 by 1536 test skybox, which is completely blue. Generation world now generate infinitely at XC 1024. The skybox around the world stops running, giving way to a blank light blue sky around XC 16,380 blocks away. A noticeable sound glitch begins to take shape. It will always still sound like the player is walking on the block even when they are standing still. And around XC 65,536 blocks away, the hitbox begins to lose its shape. At XC 131,072, the gaps between the chunks begin to become jumpy and distorted. These effects begin to double every exponent of 2 that the player walks from here. At XZ 2,997,152, the effects become so severe that the world seems to not render completely at certain angles. At XZ plus 777,216, the blocks are no longer solid, allowing the player to fall and hit a layer of lava. At XC plus 554,432. This is the version's farlands start to generate. At XZ 2 plus 2,147,483,647, 32-bit integer limit. Terrain disappears completely and the game crashes. Changes. The player spawns with 999 glass and 999 planks in the worlds. The world now generates infinitely, and these no longer work. As a result, mobs no longer spawn. Third-person view does not render the player, although the camera is still pulled out. Blocks no longer drop anything, and dropping items effectively deletes them. The terrain generates much like it did during classic. Map theme, map shape, and map type no longer have any effect. Result in the maps are the same. Level saving is no longer functional, as saving a level produces an empty mc level file. Sand and gravel no longer generate in the map and are unobtainable by normal means, and the crafting recipe for paintings is changed. Crafting recipe now uses sticks instead of planks. Removals in the house, the night cycle, caves, trees, ores. Bugs, the player can place a block inside of themselves. The skybox cuts off after a while, and chests crash the game when open. An early screenshot show this version marked as Minecraft Indev. So let's see if this version will generate the world. Nope. So I'll ask around on the archive Discord, and then we'll move on to the next version. Okay, so this is stupid. It's March 13th, 2010. Additions, they've re-implemented the day and night cycle, and there's working lights now. Changes, faster sky brightness, recalculation. The player spawns with more items and creating a new world. 999 glass blocks, 999 planks, 999 torches, 999 pairs of flint and steel, 999 shovels, 999 diamond pickaxes, 999 lava source blocks, 999 water source blocks. Opening the inventory crashes the game, and fire cannot be extinguished normally. Punching the fire instead punches the block behind it. Mining the block below it turns the fire invisible, though it is still there. Placing a block on the fire, replacing the fire with the block, will remove the fire. Removals. The test skybox has been removed. The sky now more closely resembles what it is in the modern versions. Obsidian walls. So yeah, those are basically all the changes in this version. Yeah. We'll move on to the next one now. Okay, so even it's still the same thing. The World War mode. So the third version of Minecraft Infdev was released on March 16, 2010. So re-implemented arrows upon hitting non-liquid blocks. Arrows have a 100% chance of spawning one of the following mobs, each with an equal chance: sheeps, pigs, skeletons, creepers, spiders, and zombies. On peaceful difficulty, any rolls that land on a hostile mob will instead spawn nothing. Arrows shot by skeletons also have this effect, not just ones shot by the player. The items, and there's the changes are like new blocks that the player spawns with. Indices are functional again, allowing for many blocks to drop resources. Drops are not working. The third person view shows the player. Bugs: opening a furnace crashes the game. This also involves chests, which first caused crashing in Indev 2010 February 27th. Fixes: opening the inventory no longer crashes the game. So we'll move on to the next one now. I'm actually not gonna cut it off since that was so short. And we're gonna move on to March 20th, 2010. Okay, here we are. Additions. Trees have been re-implemented, now generate naturally or now generates naturally. It ignores high, allowing for any ore to generate on cliffs. They only spawn in veins of one ore. Rarity seems to be implemented. Coal ore is very common. Iron ore and gold ore are somewhat common, and they seem to be the same rarity, and diamond ore is rare. The items a player starts with in New Worlds has been changed: 64 diamond axes, 64 diamond shovels, 64 diamond pickaxes, 64 torches, 64 pairs of flint and steel, 64 TNT blocks, 64 glass blocks, 64 bows, and 64 arrows. And I highly doubt that it will load. We'll check that out in a second. Fixes. The fire can now be properly extinguished. Opening containers, i.e. chests and furnaces, no longer crashes the game. Way fewer crash bugs in quotation marks. So, I mean, I guess it might just be this. It said that there's no, like, difference with whatever you make. Okay, so it still won't load. If you do that, it just crashes the game. So yeah, we'll move on to the next version, and I again won't exit out of the, won't stop the recording, since again it was short. We'll move on to the next day, which was March 21st. So I'm not gonna actually play it for obvious reasons. The fifth version of Minecraft Indev. Additions: duplicate login detection added. However, it causes problems. See bugs for info. Bugs: when playing the game, the screen will sometimes randomly pop up saying "session conflict. Did you log in from another computer?" It is unknown why this bug occurs. So, yeah. And then after this, there's March 25th. So let's see if this one works. Additions: re-implemented caves, re-implemented block ticks, allowing for crops to grow, fire to spread and grass to spread to dirt. Bugs: the game progressively degrades in performance, becoming unbearably slow within minutes of loading a world. This is caused by flowers that generate in places where they break as soon as they appear, resulting in an increase of the number of entities. Above ground cave entrances cut into trees and brick pyramids, resulting in half destroyed trees and brick pyramids containing caves. The entrances also do not turn dirt into grass, which results in patches of dirt strewn across the terrain near cave entrances. Due to the removal of the duplicates login detection, the game no longer randomly crashes with the session conflict screen. So let's see if it works. It causes this. I don't know what causes this though. It's just like a black screen, but the window's still open. So we'll move on to the next version, which is March 27th to 27th, 2010. After this, I'll end the recording. That way, it doesn't take up as much space. It's just one recording, one big recording, and it's also easier to like edit them. Alright, so there's a whole different menu now. It's single player, multiplayer, and play tutorial level. So let's see. Additions: the game now automatically saves while playing. The far lands generate 12,550,820 blocks away on the X and Z axis. The terrain generator has been revamped. The level format has been updated from the Indev level format to the Alpha level format. The world saving interface has been revamped and it is now identical to the system seen in Alpha through early beta. Ores will now generate in vein similarly to today. The player dying causes the contents of their inventory to drop and respawns the player at the starting location rather than forcing the player to reload the last save. The player no longer starts with any items in New Worlds. The Generate New Level button has been replaced with a multiplayer button, although it is always grayed out. Removals, break pyramids have been removed. Caves and flowers no longer generate as they are not yet implemented in the new terrain generator. The defunct map theme and map shape and map type buttons have been removed from the interface. The debug tools are removed from the player's inventory. Slabs have lighting bugs. Naturally generated places that do not have direct exposure to the sky, example cliff overhangs, are completely dark until given a light/block update. The top of the map is only lit by the sky and causes crashes. After dying, the player's body remains lying where it died. The body can be pushed around and still has the idle animations as if it were still alive. After loading an existing world, ores and trees will generate if the conditions are correct. Example, the place where ore will generate is filled with stone, where wheat and crops will return their growth stage after being broken, resulting in newly planted crops to take on the new growth stage of the crops previously occupying that block. Containers are examples. Chests and furnaces sometimes do not save. The farlands now generate. The game's performance no longer drastically decreases progressively. So let's see if this one will load. Judging by the fact that we've got like actual no. Okay, so here we are on. I think this is 327. Just so like fix this thing so you can like actually do the video. And I should find a thing that would actually work. And like not crash, because basically the normal Minecraft launcher like is pretty freaking broken. So I'm using Betacraft now, and as you can see, we can actually hear stuff. So that's cool. And let's see. I'm gonna check out if I don't know if doors have been added yet, but we're gonna check it out anyways. So. Okay, so they haven't been added yet. But yeah, we'll move on to the next version, which is March 30th, 2010, and I'll see you there. Okay, so I just realized I wasn't recording, but yeah, this is Infdev, March 30th, 2010. I built a little phone while we were doing it, but I'm gonna go over the changes and fixes. The class no longer follow the player along the X and Y axis. Some fix a bug which causes the contents of containers, example chests and furnaces, to sometimes not be saved. Fix the broken lighting on slabs. The top of the world is no longer fully lit and it no longer causes crashes. Fix the bug that caused trees and ores to regenerate if the world was reloaded. Wheat crops no longer retain their growth stage after being broken, which was resulting in newly planted crops to take on the growth stage of the crops previously occupying that block. So I'll see you on the next version. Okay, so there is new terrain generation in this version. So we're gonna delete this world and create a new world. This is April 13th, 2010. As you can see, it's already pretty obvious what changes there are. For example, there's now sand and gravel. Before that, we're gonna like look at changes. The world generator has been updated to include sand and gravel. Arrows no longer spawn mobs upon hitting blocks. Fixes: blocks can no longer be placed in the same space as the player. Oh, additions: big trees from False Spooner script have been added, and there would be a screenshot there. Lighting code has been fixed. Light level in some areas used to be too dark unless block updated. This fix only applies to newly generated chunks. Leaves no longer decay. Placing torches, saplings, and flowers crashes the game, which is why the game just crashed. So we'll move on to the next one. Okay, here we are on April 14th, 2010. The torches, saplings, and flowers crashing the game bug has been fixed, so let's check if now the game won't crash on the world load. And it will. Let me close out of it. I'm gonna try something. 1 second. So, close out of this. Not close out of these tabs because I don't need them. Delete this world and generate a new one. See if that works. Okay, the game freezes, but yeah, those were basically all the changes. And see you on the next one. Actually, before that, I know there's a fix for this, so I'm gonna add that into the arguments, and then we'll be back, and the world should be working. Okay, so the April 15th Infdev still crashes, and as far as I can tell, there's no fix for it. So I just gotta see the changes. You're gonna see the Betacraft launcher appear there, and don't like that. That's just because I'm gonna remove the stuff that I added to see if it will work. Okay. Mobs now spawn naturally, most entities now save, however shot arrows still do not save. Custom skins now work again, saplings grow into big trees, fixes fix some broken lighting code, lighting is now updated properly, memory consumption has been reduced, blocks are not exposed to the sky when generated, such as cliff overhangs, are no longer completely dark. Bugs quizzing sand or gravel above the lava void causes the lava to go up to where that block is. Now we're gonna move on to Infdev 420. So we're gonna check that out. Okay, so here we are on Infdev 420. Changes, the level generator has been updated, is now much faster, terrain seems to be much less mountainous. Mobs now spawn less often, the world automatically saves less often. The mob pathfinding no longer leads them off big drops in negative coordinates. Hostile mobs no longer spawn in bright areas. So I'm gonna make a new world. Let's see if this will load. And it's fine. And as you can see, I've got my custom skin now. In the April 15th version, skins were fixed. And yeah, I forgot to mention this, even though I said it in the earlier versions, but yeah, you can look out now and look at yourself walking around. You can also see those weird water particles. It's like the rain ones, but of course with this it's on. I'm gonna turn bobbing off. Also hitting stuff is kind of weird. You might notice that. And as you can see, you obviously got the pork chops. So before that, I'm gonna run over here and like get some wood and start making like the basic house for these versions until a new world generation comes in, and then I also have to like make another one. But yeah, this one isn't as much forest, and apparently it's not as mountainous, so that's cool. Let's see, do sheep drop wool? I think there's one up here. If not, it's one down there. Okay, I'm gonna hit it. Cause that's how they dropped the wool before. Yep. Some gray wool. Okay, so I'll save here, and then we'll see on the next version, which is all the way into June 7th, I think, if not July. Okay, so here we are on June 7th, 2010. So the special thing about this version is that now we get signs, ladders, and doors. According to this, signs are very big, have collision, take a very long time to mine, cannot be placed on the sides of blocks, and drop one block of wood planks when mined. Changes the spawn rate for hostile mobs is changed, making them way less common. Removals, big trees no longer generate, so we're gonna make a new world. Bugs, the water texture now includes a little bit of the lava and fire textures. While mining signs, they give out grass block particles. Placing doors on glass slabs, ladders, and signs will cause the doors to immediately break and drop two doors, all in for door duplication. So this is probably one of the first door dupes. Okay, so it's good that we spawned an extra tree. That way we can do this quickly. Oh yeah, and I'm also gonna show off the farm land in like just a second to show it off quickly. So there are no leaves, but if you do like this, you get the seeds that's made. And obviously just jump over it to like peel it back. Oh wait, that doesn't work in this version yet. That's cool. Anyways, first of all, signs. I'd imagine they're the same crafting. Yeah. Doors are up next. After that, ladders. So here we go. So obviously, in these older versions of Minecraft, ladders you didn't have to like, and you would still like climb up them normally. So if I put one up top there, it would still climb normally. Sign, obviously very big, and then doors. They obviously have a pretty like simple texture for now, but here they are. The sides are different, and it kind of feels like weird to open. I don't know what's about it, but yeah, they feel different to open. They're also bigger, I think. Are they? No, I don't think so. But yeah, next version is gonna be tomorrow. So it's gonna be June 8th, 2010. Door rotation logic has been improved, so yeah, I am right. Entities now have shadows under them again. Signs can be mined much faster. They also drop themselves when destroyed now instead of planks. Fixes fix the duplication bug when a door was placed on glass slabs, ladders, or signs, causing it to immediately break and drop two doors. The particle signs give off while being mined are no longer from glass blocks. The standard Steve skin now shows again instead of a fully black skin when no skin was applied. Parts of the lava texture are no longer present on water blocks. Then I'm gonna like skim through these. That would probably be like better for like minor updates. 15th version was released on June 11, 2010. Clouds are now three-dimensional and have a texture that are translucent. World generation, the terrain generator now tries to compromise the terrain of large islands. The count of generator trees has been changed. The terrain height amplification value seems to have higher, allowing for some mountains to be so tall that they have flat tops from being cut off by the height limit. The door side texture has been changed. In the previous version, it had the same texture as planks. Now the texture is unique to doors. Bugs monoliths now generate. The player's hand is no longer visible. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, once the world comes, you'll see the terrain generation and stuff. Okay, so here we are on June 11th. So all the worlds are gone, so that's fine by me. So we're gonna generate a new world, and you're also gonna see the new clouds, which are obviously three-dimensional now, as you can see. So now the world is, of course, yeah, the hand is gone, like it said, and apparently it's a bug. So we're gonna try to go find a monolith before I move on to the next version. And monoliths are like the huge mountains that form in this version, or mountains, but it's just like a big rock that reach the top of the height limit, and then they like become just completely flat at the top for obvious reasons. So I'm going across here. This is a pretty good spot for like a home, but this, like, I'm pretty sure terrain generation is still gonna change like before alpha, so not yet. Actually, I might check that before, like, I'm not gonna save this world, but I'll check that just in case it doesn't change after alpha, but I'm pretty sure that it does due to the fact that monoliths aren't in alpha, so. No mobs. That's odd. Oh well. So yeah, we'll move on to the next version. And that's gonna be June 15th. Okay, so yeah, June 15th, and there are buckets, but I don't have any arrows to show them off. But they work the same as current buckets. So general options, fast fancy graphics style. With this option only toggles the clouds between 2D and 3D. Fast clouds are identical to the old clouds present in Infdev June 8, 2010. Water and lava now flow. Entities except shot arrows and flowing liquid will move along with the current. Days are now slightly longer than nights. Leaves now decay again. Doors now drop and broken. Lava does not correctly clear out once removing the source as bugs. We'll play because there's no like major changes. So yeah. Next version is gonna be April 16th, 2010. Okay, so blocks in the first one is June 17th one. Liquid flow mechanics now work better. Leaves now get affected by the fancy fast option. World generation, bedrock added at the bottom 5 layers of the world because it's the bottommost where the infinite lava still generates. So yeah, bedrock is now added to the game. The next one is June 17th 2. And this is mainly world generation stuff, but there is obviously general and block stuff. So, additions: getting stuff inside blocks causes suffocation. The player's hand cannot be seen. Blocks: flowing water that touches flowing lava creates cobblestone. Flowing water that touches standing lava turns the lava into obsidian. World generation improved caves. Caves are even more regional, with truly Swiss cheese areas being possible, but rare. Springs, both water and lava, are more common. Increased variety in tunnel thickness, increasing the odds of branches. Added natural gravel and dirt underground for more varied caves. Surface springs and changes. Blocks, lava now only spreads 4 blocks instead of 8. Layer 0 can now have blocks placed in it. World generation ores. Prior to this version, all ores were generated for an unknown amount of veins regardless of the type of ore. Lava springs don't spread. Water flows nicer. Made massive tweaks to the pending take logic. Used for liquids and fire, quite possibly fixing a crash bug. Bedrock now generates at the bottom of maps. Remove the infinite lava sea from under the world. Removed when updating. Replaces layer 0 with the void. Fixes a bug when bugs in liquid spreading code. Fixed invisible waterfalls. And we're currently on June 18th because this is Secret Friday 1. So the 20th version of Minecraft Infdev was released on June 18th, marking the first Secret Friday. This version is available in the launcher. And this is what it has. Additions, blocks, rails, non-mob entities, minecarts cannot be ridden or used to store things in right-clicking minecarts opens them like a chest with a container called minecart. Filling them up inside makes the dirt layer inside them rise. Falling blocks called falling sand appear when sand or gravel lose their base of support. Changes, blocks, door. The texture of doors has been slightly darkened, changed from that to that. Gravel and sand now fall realistically. Gameplay void falling off the bottom of the map now kills the player. Sky rendering tweaked. So we're gonna look at the changes because this world generation will actually last until alpha 1.1.2, but like I said, I want to start the true survival series on alpha because then a lot of stuff has been added and it's not like everything's getting changed every second. So we're gonna check out we're gonna see what if there's since I don't have any iron again, we're just gonna check out the falling physics mainly. So yeah, now it falls. And if I place 2, so that's the first one, and yeah, you start dying. Okay, so next version will be June 24th, and I'm gonna skip playing on it because it's just mainly changes and fixes and mineable additions. So rideable minecarts that can't be opened in additions, lagometer that appears on holding F6, changes, new save file format made world files huge, tweaked rail laying code, new crash report screen, minecart. So now it's not just that weird one. Item texture changed from whatever the frick that is. Fixes better FPS, less crashes, bugs when turning on a minecart cart while running in a minecart. Cameras turn in the opposite direction of the minecart. Example, minecart turns left, camera turns right. Minecarts have unopenable ghost chests in them. Traveling millions of blocks away results in floating point position arrows in the player's hitbox. So, let me see. The next, and then the version after that is June 25th one, reverted the world saving change from previous build due to world size concerns. And then 625 2, which means June 25th 2. Additions, dungeons, the chests may contain gunpowder, string, wheat, bread, iron ingots, buckets, and saddles. Spawner saddles can be found in dungeons. Remove the infinite water source block ID 52 and infinite lava source block ID 53. Bugs map generation creates bad chunk areas of the map in which a player and all NPCs start and move very slowly through, making the first appearance of the Farlands, even though they existed in Indev March 27th, 2010. The Farlands now lag and have positioning errors. And then we move on to June 27th. Mob spawners given a unique title entity IDs. They previously shared the ID with signs, which led to various problems. Removed all cloth colors except white. Changed the ID of white cloth from 36 to 35, originally used by gray cloth. Passive mob spawning drastically reduced. Tree density reduced. Fixes minecart rotating bug fix. This was the last applet version of the game. Then we move on to June 29th, 2010, which I'm actually going to play right now, so I quit out of here, open up the Betacraft launcher. But anyways, well, that loads up. This is June 29th, 2010, and I actually want to play this one because it adds stairs, and I didn't want to play the other one because it, there's not real problem with it. It's not it's small like the dungeon one, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find the dungeon that fast. But anyways, additions: cobblestone stairs. Inventory model displays a raw texture, so just cobblestone but flat. Oak stairs has the same thing, but it's just planks and flat. Release the offline Minecraft client. Levels now save along with that old file for unknown purposes. One bug fix a bug with booster tracks. Players are unable to die in the void instead glitching in place. The player's home. And then this is the gallery, and then it's just stairs being crafted. Okay, so we're gonna craft some stairs while we're here. You can actually use the same world because it's the same world. The world generation hasn't changed yet. I'm pretty sure that if I do the other world, it's fine because the world generation will start after a certain point, and if I haven't loaded those chunks in, it won't like load that world. So, anyways, crafting bench, putting it in. Okay, now I just need to do this. It's crafting recipe has always been the same, and this is what it means by raw texture, as you can see. But if you place it down, it's obviously a stair, and you can like stair up. So yeah, another game has stairs. This is a weird bug that happens that causes that. This was also the first downloadable version of the game, so I'm pretty sure that this was like the first public version. So yeah, that's that. And we'll see you on Infdev 632, which would be basically alpha 1.00, 1.0.0. So yeah. Okay, so before we move on to alpha, there's June 30th, 2010, and this isn't it, but it's just like minor bug fixes, so I'm not gonna play it. Version of Minecraft Indev that was released as the first version was later retconned to be alpha version 1.0.0. So later on in the day, alpha 1.0.0 was released. Fixes. Fix a bug where falling out of the world does not kill the player. Signs work the way they used to, and a few other minor bug fixes. So, yeah. After this, it's now alpha, and that means the beginning of the actual series in terms of like survival. Okay, so blocks in the first one is June 17th one. Liquid flow mechanics now work better. Leaves now get affected by the fancy fast option. World generation, bedrock added at the bottom 5 layers of the world because it's the bottom most where the infinite lava still generates. So yeah, bedrock is now added to the game. The next one is June 17th 2. And this is mainly world generation stuff, but there is obviously general and block stuff. So, additions: getting stuff inside blocks causes suffocation. The player's hand cannot be seen. Blocks: flowing water that touches flowing lava creates cobblestone. Flowing water that touches standing lava turns the lava into obsidian. World generation improved caves. Caves are even more regional, with truly Swiss cheese areas being possible, but rare. Springs, both water and lava, are more common. Increased variety in tunnel thickness, increasing the odds of branches. Added natural gravel and dirt underground for more varied caves. Surface springs, and changes. Blocks, lava not only spreads 4 blocks instead of 8. Layer 0 can now have blocks placed in it. World generation ores. Prior to this version, all ores were generated for an unknown amount of veins regardless of the type of ore. Lava springs don't spread. Water flows nicer. Made massive tweaks to the Pentateuch logic used for liquids and fire, quite possibly fixing a crash bug. Bedrock now generates at the bottom of maps. Remove the infinite lava sea from under the world. Removed when updating. Replaces layer 0 with the void. Fixes a bug when bugs in liquid spreading code. Fixed invisible waterfalls. And we're currently on June 18th because this is Secret Friday 1. So the 20th version of Minecraft Infdev was released on June 18th, marking the first Secret Friday. This version is available in the launcher. And this is what it has: additions, blocks, rails, non-mob entities, minecarts cannot be ridden or used to store things in right-clicking minecarts opens them like a chest with a container called minecart. Filling them up inside makes the dirt layer inside them rise. Falling blocks called falling sand appear when sand or gravel lose their base of support. Changes blocks door. The texture of doors has been slightly darkened. Change from that to that. Gravel and sand now fall realistically. Gameplay void falling off the bottom of the map now kills the player. Sky rendering tweaked. So we're gonna look at the changes because this world generation will actually last until alpha 1.1.2, but like I said, I want to start the like true survival series on alpha because then like a lot of stuff has been added and it's not like everything's getting changed every second. So we're gonna check out like we're gonna see what if there's like, since I don't have any area again, we're just gonna check out like the falling physics mainly. So yeah, now it falls, and if I place 2, so that's the first one, and then yeah, you start dying. Okay, so next version will be June 24th, and I'm gonna skip like playing on it because it's just mainly like changes and fixes and like mineable additions. So writable minecarts that can't be opened in additions, lagometer that appears on holding F6, changes, new save file format made world files huge, tweaked rail laying code, new crash report screen, minecart. So now it's not just like that weird one. Item texture changed from whatever the frick that is. Fixes better FPS, less crashes, bugs when turning on a minecart cart while running in a minecart. Cameras turn in the opposite direction of the minecart. Example, minecart turns left, camera turns right. Minecarts have unopenable ghost chests in them. Traveling millions of blocks away results in floating point position arrows in the player's hitbox. So, let me see. The next, and then the version after that is June 25th one reverted the world saving change from previous build due to world size concerns. And then 625 2, which means June 25th 2. Additions, dungeons, the chests may contain gunpowder, string, wheat, bread, iron ingots, buckets, and saddles. Spawner saddles can be found in dungeons. Remove the infinite water source block ID 52 and infinite lava source block ID 53. Bugs map generation creates bad chunk areas of the map in which a player and all NPCs start and move very slowly through, making the first appearance of the Farlands, even though they existed in Infdev March 27th, 2010. The Farlands now lag and have positioning errors. And then we move on to June 27th. Mob spawners given a unique title entity IDs. They previously shared the ID with signs, which led to various problems. Removed all cloth colors except white. Changed the ID of white cloth from 36 to 35, originally used by gray cloth. Passive mob spawning drastically reduced. Tree density reduced. Fixes minecart rotating bug fix. This was the last applet version of the game. Then we move on to June 29th, 2010, which I'm actually going to play right now, so let me quit out of here. Open up the Betacraft launcher. But anyways, well, that loads up. This is June 29th, 2010. And I actually want to play this one because it adds stairs, and I didn't want to play the other one because it like there's not like real problem with it. It's not like it's small like the dungeon one, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like find the dungeon that fast. But anyways, additions. Cobblestone stairs. Inventory model displays a raw texture, so just cobblestone but flat. Oak stairs has the same thing, but it's just planks and flat. Release the offline Minecraft client. Levels now save along with that old file for unknown purposes. One bug fix. Fix a bug with booster tracks. Players are unable to die in the void instead glitching in place. The player is home. And then this is the gallery, and then it's just stairs being crafted. Okay, so we're gonna craft some stairs while we're here. You can actually use the same world because it's the same world. The world generation hasn't changed yet. I'm pretty sure that if I do the other world, it's fine because the world generation will start after a certain point, and if I haven't loaded those chunks in, it won't like load that world. So, anyways, crafting bench, putting it in. Okay, now I just need to do this. It's crafting recipe has always been the same, and this is what it means by raw texture, as you can see. But if you place it down, it's obviously a stair. And you can like stair up. So yeah, now the game has stairs. This is a weird bug that happens that causes that. This was also the first downloadable version of the game, so I'm pretty sure that this was like the first public version. So yeah, that's that. And we'll see you on Infdev 632, which would be basically alpha 1.00, 1.0.0. So yeah. Okay, so before we move on to alpha, there's there's June 30th, 2010, and this isn't it, but it's just like minor bug fixes, so I'm not gonna play it. Version of Minecraft Indev that was released as the first version of it was later retconned to be Alpha version 1.0.0. So later on in the day, Alpha 1.0.0 was released. Fixes. Fix a bug where falling out of the world does not kill the player. Signs work the way they used to, and a few other minor bug fixes. So, yeah. After this, it's now Alpha, and that means the beginning of the actual series in terms of like survival.